All right, I just want to welcome everybody back to the Inquisitive Mind of Louis T, episode 12. We got Rebels No Savage and DJ Mike Lane back again, but I want to let everybody go around and kind of introduce themselves, and then we're going to get back into it.
King Basil, one half of Rebels No Savage.
Yes, Ed Bernadino, one half of Rebels No Savage.
DJ Mike Lane, Coast 97.3, core DJs.
All right, and I am the Inquisitive Mind of Louis T. If you haven't already, make sure you hit like and subscribe. That's more importantly, and get those subscriptions up so you can get more content. If you haven't already, check out episode 10 or episode 11, also with these same great guys. We talked about clout chasing and so much more. Also, big shout out to the sponsors. Big shout out to Designz by T. Hook me up with this T. Subscribe, you know what I mean? Make sure you go subscribe. Also, there's no popcorn or anything up here because it's all gone. But big shouts out to TwoCreativeCreations, two lovely ladies. All the information to be in the credits at the end. So this time we're going to keep it about the music industry. You know, we got Rebels No Savage. Their albums are available now. We got a couple things. So we're going to talk about streaming. We touched about it a little bit on the last one, genres, and just kind of just talk about the kind of the music business as an artist today. So, you know, tell us a little bit about the new project y'all have and where it's available and just kind of like about it a little bit.
Things Change is the name of the album.
We haven't been media trained enough to have some sort of sensationalist story about the meaning of Things Change. No, I'm saying
we've been planning this one though. Like since
since last
summer, we've been planning this album called Things Change, and it was gonna be like, because we're seniors at UNCW, so we were like, we got to go out with a bang. Like we got to make our best project for like the school. It had to be like a moment to us. And so in the process, we made this mixtape called Dear Wrightsville, which is also available now too, which is all the songs that we didn't really select for this album. So we've been making it, and we had like these 14 songs, and we knew like we didn't want to drop our album yet, but we just put them out there anyways. And so we kept working and working and working. I feel like we got better in the process and made this project. And it's really just about like the whole journey throughout like past 2.5 years. Everything just like has come to this point, and we're ready to like take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So
we were making sure we met the hype coming off of Winter in Dubai and how big Get Right was. Like that was our first record that I think people grasped onto to be like, oh, y'all can actually do this.
Yeah.
So with Get Right, for a month or two, I was sitting in my room like, yo, there's like I gotta come up with something as well. I felt as if we had to meet the expectations. Like, oh, like this is the level I have to make 10 more Get Rights. Yeah. So then I had to depress a little bit and come back to a point to where just let me just make music and let me just see what's natural. And I think, as with anything, the more you do it, the more you get better at it. And so just having an understanding for, where songs have their place. We're used to just, throwing it at the wall. Let's see what sticks.
Yeah.
Any song we come up with, let's put it out. And I think now we're trying to get to the point to where, okay, no, if we make 10 good songs, like how many of these do we really appreciate and really want to?
The best quality product that we can give.
To
That's
our
what
ability.
We feel like this project was.
So when I don't even know if y'all remember, but I first met y'all at Coast 97.3. I was just hanging out with B and Major League. Mike, he brought y'all up there, and y'all. I think that night or that weekend y'all had a show, a venue outside of college, off College Road. Like I think it was an outside venue. I've never been there.
Oh, that's Rich Homie Quan.
Was that over the summer?
I mean, this was like a while ago.
Ooh.
So.
It's probably what's the place?
I think it's over there by by PT's.
Oh, what was that place called?
Oh, y'all talking about Sloppy Joe's?
Yeah, but it was before that. They had a different name.
Oh,
but anyway, I met. That's when I first met y'all, and so then
2017. Then Wow.
So yeah, so I think the project
early.
y'all had out there was like
This is
had
RNSLP, like the little
we had Malcolm and
Malcolm,
and
the old-
What was that place? What did Gideon call that place?
Low Tide.
Low Tide.
Low
Pub.
Tide. Yep, that's what it was.
called,
Yep.
Yeah.
So then we're like, so was that pre the group Rebels No Savage?
That was the first trying the group Rebels of
Yeah.
South. That was our first project
Because both of
together.
your name, because I went then I was like, oh man, I can stream them, and so I saw that y'all had that project. Then I saw how you can click the name and it's
It's Bernadino and King Basil.
yeah yeah, and then did both of y'all have solo projects too
Yeah.
available?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We've released 16 projects over the last 2.5 years between the two of us. But that was the first try. At,
Yeah. And we made a conscientious effort. I think there was a point to where like, all right, regardless of what we do now, let's just make it one thing. Because for a while, we kind of were like, okay, Rebels No Savage. But then we had, like, King Basil would put out a project, 2017.
Yeah.
And then I would. But then we, like, I think probably that summer, we were like, okay, let's just call it Rebels No Savage and let's just start from there. So even if it's a song he's just on, we're going to call it Rebels No Savage. If it's a song,
I feel like at that point we weren't ready to put it out as the artist name Rebels No Savage. But that was the first try at like
Trying to get something
the
to
tape
work.
was called Rebels No Savage. And it was by both of us. And after that, I had another solo project called Season 2 that came out after that as well. So, like, it wasn't until February 2018 that, like, we started making, like, real projects under, like, Rebels No Savage.
Yeah.
The group. That was the introduction.
And so before we get to the meat of the conversation, so what's the name? Is there any story? What's the meaning behind Rebels No Savage?
The only reason Rebels No Savage, so I used to be friends with shout out to Bryce Bow and Jaden Jules. I don't know where they are, but they're out there somewhere. We used to make music in high school together after where it was track practice or after school, and we wanted to be RNS and we wanted to be like real nigga shit. But then I would think about my mom and my dad, and they would not want me to do that. So then I was like, all right, RNS. So we were going to be Rebels, Rebels Not Savages. So then after that, I thought that was cool. We kind of went our separate ways, and then I came back to college, and I always had that name, in my head. But I kind of wanted we changed Rebels Not Savage to Rebels No Savage, and I think it's because we have our own opinions when it comes to how we approach music and even how we operate our lives, but we don't want to be violent. We're not violent people, but we do have a certain take that sometimes is against the grain in regards to what songs we want to make and the idea we take, because we may be singing a pop song like Get Right on one record, and then we may be talking about some real shit like Rapper Money, and a lot of people don't know that. And a lot of people, I have a friend that will say Rapper Money is absolute trash. I don't know why you're trying to rap like that. And then I have a friend that will love me to sing my hearts out on Get Right. So it's just not being in the lane. We're just basically trying to make music that is
Don't
good
Trip
to us.
is one of my favorites with
Lil Vank.
yeah.
Shout out to Lil Vank too,
High
bro.
Point.
Man,
High Point.
High
Oh,
Point.
336.
336. Yeah.
So Mike, so like today you're DJ, radio and club. What do artists like Rebel No Savage or just in general you got to do to get your attention to be able to play them on radio or in clubs? Like what,
Be different, but also be familiar.
Okay.
Excuse me. It's crazy that I say that, but I want to be able to. I always tell people, like, I tell every artist when I first meet them, bet your career on one song, and give me that song. That's what I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna play it if I can work it in.
Yeah.
Meaning I can come out of a Jay-Z song, drop Rebels No Savage, go into a Cole song, or go into a mix of some other song, something hot right now that's current on the radio, and you don't hear a drop off.
Tough.
Yeah. So is that more so BPMs or just the vibe?
Nah.
or
It's not even a
everything?
BPM. You can give me whatever BPM. It depends on whatever I'm working in. I'm talking about the sound.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to come out of, let me just say, I want to be able to come out of a Moneybagg Yo song that's hot right now, and shout out to Roll Up Racks. I can drop Roll Up Racks, Burgundy, and go into The Baby. And you don't feel a drop off like, dang,
energy,
was that a
yeah.
local artist that I heard in between these two nationals?
Yeah, because
Okay.
Mike, you're someone who definitely drops. Like not necessarily local, because you'll bring people from Atlanta all over North Carolina, but you're someone I know that actually breaks music. Because I mean, when I was in my heyday, you would still put me on the North Carolina artists that I didn't know.
Yeah, sometimes I think with the way that I drop stuff like that, it's a gift and a curse for me personally, because I'm early.
Real early.
I get a lot of music. Probably in a day, I get more music than just your average people, and I think that's the gift and the curse of being at the radio station and having the relationships that I do with a lot of the people that work records and stuff. But like, for instance, I was playing the Baby's light show before it hit.
I'm not even familiar with Light Show.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm playing the Baby's light show joint because of
I
a
do know
personal...
she's only 21 and she's a savage.
Right. So I'm playing that probably 2 or 3 months before you're even starting to really hear about who is the Baby. So by the time now you're like, yo, this is the crazy dude that showed up at South by Southwest with a diaper.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, I'm dropping Gorilla Glue. So, I mean, it's that sometimes I can get right. So sometimes I can be, I can be very early on songs. Sometimes I can be really late. Sometimes there's joints that I just don't. I hated Fetty Wap's Trap Queen. I hated it.
From the beginning, or because it
when I first heard it, I hated it. And then I found myself, I'm like, yo, I'm listening to somebody's mix, and I'm like, yo, what song was that? And it was like, that's a joint you hate.
Oh, wow.
But it just worked. That's what really is like, yo, let me go back and listen. So sometimes that's the bad part about it. There's certain songs that I'll block out early. And I'll be like, yo, and then I catch on late.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, but yeah, I do pride myself in building relationships, especially with local and regional unsigned artists that really need that help or that push, because I mean, we are media based. So if you're tagged and encoded right, you're definitely gonna see that spin if I play that minute and 30 seconds of the song. So I do pride myself on keeping those relationships.
Yeah.
You know, as far as being able to get stuff. Yo, I got a new joint, I'm shooting it to you right now. Let me know what you think. Now that's the other side. The flip side of it is I got a weird background of how I got into it. My brother DJ'd, they had a studio. So I know the studio side of music production too. Mm-hmm. So it's certain things that if I hear it and it's trash, I'm going to tell you. And then I'm the asshole. Man, you don't rock with, you don't support. It's not that. The song is the quality is terrible.
But there's a way of telling people, because one,
see, I'm
it's hard.
I'm straightforward. Like,
but I mean, people don't know. I appreciate a no more than someone telling me a yes, and it end up being
doing it.
Yeah. So how important as up and coming artists? So right now the game is streaming. So like, how is it like? Because we were just talking off camera that y'all gave Mike your CD at the club. Mm-hmm. So is like, I know in my day, what Mike does and do, I seem more valuable. Is that still valuable to someone like y'all today?
What?
Like a DJ breaking music, playing radio in the club?
I feel like it does.
Does that?
That's personally. But
I mean, yeah, it's always important. Like, even with CDs, like, we felt like it's one anybody can come up to you and say, yo, check out my mixtape, or check out my album on Spotify. Like,
CD,
I spend like time like designing that CD. I designed 100% from scratch. Like, it had like the transparent sticker with the logo with Wilmington. Like, if someone hands you that, I feel like you're more inclined. Like, okay,
it's
he's
art,
serious about
like memorabilia
this.
more than.
I'm be honest with you though. Had I not known them and they handed me the CD, I probably would have threw it in the woods.
No matter how cool it looked.
Yeah, I hate CDs. And I built that love-hate relationship with CDs going to core DJ events. So I'm going to core DJ events, and you got artists flooding tables and stuff that you sitting at seats, flyers, CDs. Just give me a jump drive. Because it's easier for me to take the jump drive, throw it in there. Yo, I like this joint.
Yeah,
I'm going to pull this straight over into Serato.
Yeah, I don't even have a CD player in my car.
Well, the reason we made the CDs was because at UNCW,
I still want a CD, by the way.
We had a private listening party
Yeah, we get you.
in our hip-hop class that we were telling you about that they offer at UNCW. the teacher allowed us to have a class period for our album.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
nice.
we got to play the album for the entire class, and they got to ask us questions about it. Like the class was dedicated to our album. So I was like, well, I want people to have like a piece of the album.
But see, that's different.
So that's
Yeah,
why,
see,
that's
yeah.
why we made
Yeah,
the CD.
so that's
we only
something
made
that's-
50, and they
Yeah,
all sold.
it's something tangible.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it's
For your
something
fan,
totally
when you actually
different.
have fans
Yeah.
versus promoting it.
And that's
it's a
their
little
first
different.
time, and they're forced to listen to the album. So that's gonna like
Right.
if you like it, that's gonna connect with you more. Like
Like I'll be honest with you, I don't
Yeah.
even have a CD slot on my computer.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my MacBook doesn't have a CD slot. So give me my jump drive, boom,
Yeah.
and I'm in and out.
Yeah.
Now, if I hate your music and you give me the jump drive, then cool, I just got another jump drive. But because I'm gonna delete it. But I mean, there's literally like, if you probably walk behind a radio station, you might find in the woods a lot of CDs with just written.
Of course.
Like it's like that doesn't you don't care enough about your career.
Yeah.
To at least take the time up to press it. And then when I put it in, it says track 1, track 2, track 3.
yeah. No
So
CD.
what's track
no CD
1?
text.
Yeah, like, so like if you don't
So
care
that means
enough
you
about
can't
your
even drop
career-
it. You can't even drop it in the computer. I ain't gonna lie. Big shouts out to Doc Bless. I remember when I converted a bunch of old CDs over, and this was way early, and he had the foresight to put CD text in it back when my little stint of DJing. But that was so valuable, being able
Right.
to pull that music up and be able to
I
see
didn't
what
think
it
about
is.
Yeah.
Because he was early with it. This is. I mean,
Oh, so
this
people
is,
just used to go like by track numbers, I guess.
Well,
Nah,
it
it's
did.
just like
It just was the data in the computer. It just read as track 1. There was a point in time there the computers didn't read the information.
Oh,
'Cause
so-
the computers
talking
wasn't
about
even.
probably really before
That's
people knew
crazy.
you could really do it in iTunes, because you could
Yeah.
do it in iTunes and bounce it to a CD straight out of iTunes, and it would
Yeah.
put the title,
name.
the artist, straight over to the CD. So, but before then, in your earlier times, you really
Yeah.
didn't have.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like
tough.
yeah, it was tough. Like so,
So-
imagine like before Serato, which is a program we DJ
Yeah.
with. If I had just the CDJs in my mixer, I'm scrolling through it. If I'm at a
Trying to
party and
find
it's
it.
dark, man, track 1. Well, now I got to try and listen to this, where it's just easier. Where I know, cool, I know this Lil Wayne
This
Lollipop is on this CD. Bam, throwing that in there, number 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So
okay.
like that, it was always hard.
Like
back then.
workflow wise.
Yeah, work. You know, as far as like
I
making
didn't know
stuff
that.
seamless and just go, because you got to be efficient with it. So
and also
Yeah, that
we,
makes sense. Wow, I didn't know that.
I think we recognize that like physical music is starting to like fade away. But I know like personally, I like to design like projects that when we make them and we're like, yo, this project was dope. Like I believe we had CDs for that tape that we were telling you about.
Yeah.
From like 2 years ago.
we
Like
did.
it's
Yeah.
always for me. It's always been a thing. Like, I remember being a kid and going like I would spend like so much time looking through the CDs because I
I
always
was that way,
like I was
too.
like, yo, this is so cool. Like how they make this.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I think like I still try to design them. But like even
So it's
with
more
shows-
nostalgia
Yeah.
almost.
That's
you know,
why we
it's
like-
crazy though. Like,
yeah.
but records are coming back. So
True.
CDs,
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Cassettes,
yeah.
all
So
that.
that they're going, but that's the nostalgic effect.
Yeah.
Like you got major companies, Best Buy, that's getting rid of their whole CD section.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now they're going, but you see records coming back, portable
Yeah.
record players. Like,
Yeah, one
so,
of
like-
my friends getting
Yeah.
record players.
I mean, it's some that I actually collect, but other than
I feel
that,
like a record. I mean, like a record is that big. That's definitely you can appreciate the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how you're describing the work that you put in designing your CD.
yeah.
If that was in like that's something I could frame.
right?
Like I don't
Yeah.
even play the record. There's people that actually play the records because they have a certain sound. But that's something you can like if you signed it, I can
Oh,
see that
yeah.
signature. Frame it and be like, man,
I
I
remember
knew
that.
these guys when they were going to UNCW. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
makes sense. Yeah.
so.
But
so-
I calculated it and like going back to streaming, like if you were to just stream our entire album, we'd probably get about 6 cents off the 12 streams. Like,
So matter of fact,
roughly.
before offline, you would break down the number. You were breaking down the numbers, good
Yeah.
from Tidal, Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah.
Break down those numbers real quick, and then go into what you're about to say.
All right, so Tidal pays you the most. They pay you about a penny. I know
And is that
What
per
do you-
like per song?
per stream. So 30 seconds. 30
Click,
seconds,
30 seconds. Yeah.
is
Okay.
a stream. 1,500 streams equals one sale.
For that song.
Okay.
1,500 streams equals a sale
Wow.
or an album sale. 1,500 streams is an album sale.
If you multiply
So
it.
that's how like a lot of these streams, like these first week streams, it's based on that 1,500 streams equals one album sale. Their pure sales are usually like below 20,000, even if they're selling like six 6 figures. But anyways, back to that. Like Tidal pays you about a penny per stream. Apple Music pays you about 0.007 cents. Like you get like a little bit over half a penny. Spotify pays you the least, but that's because Spotify has like a lot of people listen to your music on Spotify for free. So they just recently changed it to where you're free, like your free Spotify and your paid Spotify streams are paid differently. It's weighted differently now.
Okay.
So you're paid more if someone pays for Spotify and listens to your music. You get paid more now. But even with that, like you don't make money from the streaming. Like you need millions and millions and millions of streams just to get a few $1,000s. That's
which is why streaming farms now are the new hot thing in music.
I've heard about that.
Because no one's gonna buy your album. Why would they buy your album? Like I'm paying $5 a month for Apple Music, and I can listen to as much music as I want all day.
I'm paying 10, man. What's going on with that?
Students, if you're a college student, you get it for $5, and you can get Spotify, Hulu, and Showtime all together $5 a month.
Hey, man, no, they ain't pay for that.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like
I mean, I'm
saying like with that. Not even to shout them out, but like it's so much access and it's so easy to access any music. There's no way artists are gonna fairly be paid for that. That's why artists try to encourage, if you really, really like fuck with me or fuck with my album, like buy it. And that's why we kind of get CDs because like even off of selling a CD for $10, I make more money doing that than I would for you listening to 100 of my songs.
But with that, on your level, I definitely agree, but I would feel like Jay-Z, if I was streaming his music from the beginning, he probably would have made more money off of Blueprint me streaming his music than with that one time he got to sell, You
would think, but back in the day, even if you didn't like the album, you were forced to go buy it first.
Every song.
Yeah.
So even with that, he's getting the money. Like you got to think about the 50 Cent and Kanye beef when they were talking about who's going to sell more. That was pure sales. Like you had to sell. It was selling over 1 million. Like no one could sell 1 million.
You got what you shipped though. So if I shipped 1 million, you sold 1 million.
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
people bought it.
And
already.
that's it's crazy because you can come to the radio station and look. We got plaques for album sales. Now we're getting plaques for streams.
Yeah.
So DJ Khaled sent us a plaque, and it's over 1 billion streams.
Which
I mean, how you
college kids
sounds so much better.
I mean, come on.
How many? So 1 billion streams. How many sales is that? Quick. I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
But
But
you just broke down that
that's
math.
that's a few $1 million.
Yeah, $1 billion.
Few million dollars.
I mean, but in 1 billion different people. Push. Like even Push didn't do that well streaming wise, but he had 80% physical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pusha T?
Yeah, I forgot what his numbers are, but I mean, 80% physical.
Because I feel like
whole-
Pusha T speaks to more of my generation.
Yeah.
Where we buy physical, even though I stream, like music is so microwavable now. But Pusha T was one of my favorite albums last year, so I feel like he got more play, and it was short and sweet. So, and I don't know if that plays into the streaming thing to replay it.
That's what you was saying earlier. Streaming farms.
My top 2 albums of the year last year was Push and Nip.
Yeah.
That's my top 2 albums of the year. That's 2 of the. If you pull up
Nip's album was a full length, like
it's 14 songs.
Yeah.
If you pull up my title right now, most recently played, it's still Pusha T and Nipsey. To this, like right now, still riding around listening to.
Well, mine's is Rebel No Savage.
Oh,
but,
man.
Nah, I'm definitely listening to him, but I mean, I got the physical
Of
copy
course.
of theirs.
Yeah.
But if you
different.
think about the
Yeah.
consumption of music, there's so much
And
emphasis
unity.
today placed
Oh,
on
shout out to Unity,
what are your first week
King
numbers.
Keith.
So
Yeah,
where like
but-
now music, everybody consumes it during that first week, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, this artist spent this much money in it. You're only
Different
focused
type
about
of
that. People
consumer.
forget, like, yo, after that first week, the album is still out. So
Yeah.
these people are making money off of these albums. Like on Spotify, we get around 500 to 1,000 streams a day on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
But you think so, but then when you translate it with streaming numbers, it's really not that nice. It's like,
I mean, I'm not nice.
yeah, that's
but,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
More like compared to like if we were to try, we're trying to get to a point where like this can be our job, but with streaming,
But the way that is, you couldn't do that solely based
it's
on
almost
streaming.
impossible to. That's why I feel
How
like
do you get up on your feet? Really?
even for me thinking about some artists, everybody bashes a 360 deal. I would listen first before bashing a 360 because some artists, you take Lil Yachty. If Lil Yachty doesn't have this 360 deal, he's like, nah, I'm independent. I'm about to own my masters. he's nowhere where he's gonna
Man,
be.
first.
No matter where he is. Only because QC made him a priority. He's making enough money. He's not making nearly as much money as they're making off of him. But
he's
even
doing
off of that, he would never have had that if he was relying on streaming.
He's like
and
a
his own
curator
brand.
or something, creative director at Nautica.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
just because. But that's
do they get a
QC
piece of
getting
that
paid off
money?
that.
No.
They
What
still
did
get.
Kanye say about
that's a totally
Lady
different
Gaga?
deal like that.
He wouldn't have done it on
Entertainment
his
side
own.
stuff is
That's
totally-
what I'm saying.
I'm be honest with y'all, man.
Off of his music
And I
release.
looked at these numbers, and I swear I wish I would have saved it for today. I forgot we was going here. Nobody's independent.
That's a big.
They're
I remember
independent.
They are, but I'm talking about every major artist that's screaming independent. It finally comes out that Dolph, I bought a Wraith before, blah 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 blah, but you had a deal.
Yeah.
What about
So, like,
Chance?
He has a deal. So
With Apple.
this is what I mean. A distribution deal is a deal.
True.
So-
I mean, that's the most
It's a
important
system.
deal.
So like, all right, just insider information. When you come and you want, how can I get my song in regular rotation? We can't do it. I can't put this song in Wilmington and make it played at every Cumulus urban station around America.
Yeah, your Ken Johnsons of the world.
Ken Johnson is told from the corporate level, okay, well, we have this deal. Lil Wayne came in and cut us a check. We'll never know what that check was.
Word.
But this
And
check...
it'll be like something from Universal that's supposedly unrelated, or is it?
Well, no. Like that's why you need those distribution deals. These
To
things from
front
the
you that
lawyers
money.
are hammered out on the head corporate level. Oh, now we got to play Bedrock every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
that goes on
remember
your
when,
docket.
I remember when Bedrock
So how's
came
that
out-
different from payola?
No, because I'm not personally getting any of
Yeah.
that money. You're not paying Mike Lane directly. Yo, here you go. I need you to play this song as much
So
as
it's,
you
a
can.
business, it's
Yeah.
on a
Yeah,
business
this is
level.
on the corporate level.
Yeah.
Corporate
It's
entities
taxable.
are taking, yeah.
That's
The corporate
it's like
entities are
drugs.
taking the
It's
money.
like
Yeah.
if you tax it, it's kind of legal.
Yeah, and so like they garner those deals, and I know that if the check amount, if I'm hitting every major radio station, this is my budget to push this product on this level. We're gonna gain this many plays from all these urban stations. So damn near every urban in the country is playing this song. Now,
Bound to
and it's a
happen.
power song. So a power song in radio, you hear it every 3 hours.
So here, and I'm gonna piggyback on what you said and kind of like jump kind of almost into another subject. So like Lil Nas X, so somebody who I don't even know what label is he on, Sony, or is that just regular Nas? So so someone cut whatever label he's on, someone cut the check to make that big, or did he get big on his own?
So I mean, now sometimes there is a difference. Sometimes that is in the DJ's hands, and I'll just be perfectly honest with
Do
you.
you play Lil Nas X on the
Yeah,
radio?
I do, but I play a remix.
With Billy Ray Cyrus?
I play the one with Billy Ray Cyrus, but I play this DJ mashup where it blends
yeah.
My Pony, the genuine
Yeah.
My Pony, with the Lil Nas X.
But that
song.
just went viral, and labels pay influencers
Curators,
on social media.
yeah.
You'll never know who, but
Right.
they pay them to make these funny videos that blow up, and then everybody's like, "Wait, what's that song?" Then the
Right.
I ain't
song
gonna lie.
blows up.
Like social media makes me like songs that I typically
Look,
don't like.
there's-
like Bad. I think the first one I could put my finger on was Bad and Bougie because I used to have cable when I used to watch Revolt, and I really hated when not Little Yachty, the other one came on. What's the guy at the end of Bad and Bougie?
Lil Uzi.
Little Uzi hated it. But I saw, and I mean the song was I didn't like the song per se, but I really hated Uzi on
It went
that.
viral, though.
And then, but there was a clip. There's two videos I can remember on Instagram. One was a white woman stirring the pot, and it was like, and it had the little pot, and then it had the joint from Friends, and the little monkey come in, he played a little
yeah.
record, and they start dancing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and that kind of just stuck in my head. And
Look.
so many Sheck West,
They're good.
so many of those songs have those little moments, and then it's like now I think the wave is, or probably the old wave is getting some little white kid to dance to your song.
That's why I feel like Old Town Road was. I feel like that wasn't made to be a real song. I feel like it was made to go viral.
Memeable.
I'm gonna
I feel like
make
it
this,
was-
Yeah.
and it's gonna go
Start
viral.
with.
and then
And he ended up getting a deal.
and then the discussion I like to have is, at first I was really rocking with him, like trying to push his song to be on country, but then I heard other songs, and he's really like he's a rapper.
He
Yeah.
really is.
So
Yeah.
like I feel like it is a parody of a country. How do y'all feel like? Do y'all feel like
It's definitely it's definitely obviously it's not like a true like.
Definitely not true country.
But then
song.
again, there's
Definitely,
not
but-
country isn't true
Yeah,
to
That's
country
what,
roots
exactly.
anymore.
That's
either.
what I'm saying.
You
like,
listen to most country stations,
Man.
9 times out of 10 are damn near blending it close to a
Yeah.
pop station.
Yeah.
There isn't
Taylor
real,
Swift.
right? There isn't real. Once again, country music is
Miley
almost in the
Cyrus.
same way as the gatekeepers aren't really what they used to be.
Anywhere.
Like it's the same thing with gospel music. You don't make money in gospel music. That's why Lecrae jumped over and he's still talking about gospel, but he's a straight hip hop artist now. And
Yeah.
gospel people shunned him for that.
Yep.
Like he would have never made money as an artist sticking straight in gospel because gospel people don't buy music.
Yeah, it's those labels. It's
Yeah.
like underground rapper. I've got how many years in music? But anyway, let's
Did
say
it for a minute.
Long time, yeah, did it.
nobody ever wanted to be classified as underground. Like whatever the stereotypical, none of the artists, because the artists I
Backpack,
dealt with
yeah.
was like Backpack.
Yeah.
Anytime you put a label on an artist, it's a negative thing because it's almost like you're pigeonholing them. And any artist that's a true artist don't want to be putting that
We have
that
songs on our
label.
albums that are pop. Like, not there's songs on our albums that I would not consider hip hop or rap.
But you have to do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
speaking
that's-
of genre, and this is I got a lot of inspiration from Joe
Mm-hmm.
Budden. What is pop? Like what is a pop song? Like
I
what?
don't care. I feel like as a DJ, you probably artist. I feel is a
Well, I mean, he just said y'all got pop songs, so that mean in
Man,
y'all
I'ma keep
mind
it-
y'all
I
have
gotta
a
keep it a
vision
band.
of a pop.
a pop is got to appeal to the predominant, something that appeals to everybody.
I don't think pop has a
sound.
a defined sound.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jackson was the king of pop.
But all of his music, I mean, it goes for all over the place, really.
Right. So like, but define his fan base. His fan base ain't predominantly black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't
Well, I mean,
predominantly white.
popular.
But
It is
music,
predominantly
like-
white. 'Cause
yeah, I mean it is. But how many? I mean, just as many white people. There was a lot of people, black people that love Mike. He worldwide.
I mean, I don't definitely. That's something I don't put a color to.
Yeah.
I always thought pop meant popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think popular music. I think it just can be played. What I consider pop, you can go from your urbans. You could almost take it over to your hot ACs. You can take it to your almost depending on the sound, just a regular AC station, adult classic.
So it's something that was like say top of the billboard for hip hop. If it was like number one on the hip hop, would that necessarily be
you
a pop
probably
song?
9 times out of 10 aren't going to hear that on a hot AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
It's not gonna be
but
on Hot 100.
Chris Brown could drop a song that you could possibly hear on a hot AC. It's
Yeah.
top 40.
So top 40 is typically pop.
9 times out of 10, yeah.
So like, I think I don't know if we were talking about that on camera. I think it was on last episode we were talking about Bodak Yellow. Is that a pop song?
Man, that's a hip hop. That
No.
I came from hip hop culture.
Yeah,
I feel like.
that's a hip hop
So
song.
hip-hop can't-
But I think I want to say there was some stations outside of it because of her presence on everything.
Yeah.
So you had old white women riding around talking about,
Because I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like
Right.
I mean, I feel like there's songs on her album that was definitely pop.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was songs on. It's a lot of songs on a lot of albums that, like even Nicki has had some.
I feel like Nicki's kind of,
Yeah.
especially I feel like Nicki's almost like bipolar, but half of Nicki is
Yeah.
pop, especially
But-
old, you know.
But then again, too, this is where now
She
you're almost talking about
sings.
where you're making more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the?
I don't
play?
really know how to
Yeah.
describe the sound, but you nobody can really define it, but you know when you hear a pop song.
Mike Posner,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
he was considered pop, and I think he should have never been considered pop.
The dude from Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
should have never been considered
Yeah.
pop. Problem was is that he sounded like a white Big Sean. He had his own sound,
Yeah.
but because of their relationship, I don't think you could separate the two. You separated the two. Where's Mike Posner now?
Well, I think
Okay,
Mike Posner got a big deal writing and
He-
producing.
yeah.
He
you
had a
gotta-
huge deal,
Yeah.
but he shouldn't have never fallen off the way that he did.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think. I haven't looked into Mike Posner in a while. But I think this is,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
think this is kind of the OVO situation that we're talking about.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
okay.
New album.
I always felt like that he had the OVO situation where he's making other people hits instead of himself, and a lot of times you don't get that kind of shine when
You're in the
when you're making other people, unless somebody
the
put
checks
that shine
come in.
on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
But
you're not
a lot of
working.
times they just chill
Yeah.
because like, why do I need to be a star?
to make money.
I'm getting
and
all
write
this money
from
doing
writing.
what I love, staying out the mix.
yeah.
It's just, you're not hearing my voice on it, but I'm still.
I
created
don't have my fiance or wife worried about me out in these streets.
Yeah,
but
I'm at home,
but
and
we
I'm still
still
bringing
at a
in the
nice
same-
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so,
there's a lot of
I don't
people-
know, but he could be. I mean,
That's
Big
what I'm
Sean.
saying.
You don't know, but sometimes not knowing is good.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I imagine he's fine with us not knowing.
Oh, he's probably very comfortable.
for a price. Yeah.
compared
comfortable
to like Big Sean, who just went through therapy and going through whatever he's going. Yo, he killed Dreamfest.
Killed it.
He killed.
We
and
couldn't
matter of
see
fact,
it. I tried to watch it on Tidal, and
Yeah.
we were trying to figure out why, because I was watching the live stream.
Hey,
and
well,
they
I
didn't
got
show
hey.
Big Sean.
So you type in IMoLT on
Okay.
YouTube.
Shout out.
Got a couple good clips.
Oh, yeah, we gonna
from
see that.
Dreamville,
I'ma check that
especially
out.
Big Sean. So check that out.
But everybody said
Anybody
that set
else?
was crazy. That's so funny, because that was the one set I couldn't see. And
Oh,
everybody was
really?
texting like, yo, Big Sean's set was crazy. I didn't think.
I watched it.
See.
You missed it on your title because I saw it.
Oh, my
I saw him
still go back and
live
watch-
at
you
the
still go
Forest
back and
Hills
watch.
Drive
Okay, yeah, I'll watch
tour
it.
when Cole came to Fayetteville a few years ago. Big Sean opened up, and his set was like, I would have paid to see that. Like, he did the Dark, what is it? Dark Sky Paradise. Is that the name of the song? He did like the
Dark
extended
Twisted.
version,
Yeah, Dark-
like
no.
the whole
Dark.
extended version live, and it sounded like
He's a
clean.
very underrated great live performer.
Yeah.
I would say that. Yeah.
He's underrated. His live shows are insane. Future was like that for me. I remember watching Future first joints up until now. First concert I ever seen is 55 people on stage, everybody smoking. You couldn't see Future. Next joint is about 10 people on stage. You see the DJ. Next joint I saw him, just Future, just his DJ. Last time I seen him, he had a band and a DJ. That's how I know when you're starting to make it
Okay.
to like another level of money, and then you're actually starting to build your craft
Yeah.
as a performer.
That's performing.
How many people be on stage with y'all?
Jet.
Y'all just did a really big show. I saw.
That was
I did
crazy.
Slushy
The
Fest,
up
right?
and
Oh,
up.
Slushy.
So what's the
Yeah.
what? I'm old, so I'm not in the know. What's Slushy Fest? And how many
I
people did
didn't
y'all
even know
rock
what
for?
Slushy Fest
Well,
That's-
the Up and Up Festival, they brought an EDM DJ named Slushy, and he
Oh,
was
okay.
like the headliner. It was an EDM festival with a bunch of DJs, and we were like the only non-DJs. But
Oh,
And, see,
that's what's
and
up.
just think about that situation, like if you relate it back to pop, like that crowd that we're performing in is very different than us going to
very different.
like
Fayetteville.
22 North or
Something like
Pravda,
that.
or even like
Yeah.
going to Fayetteville. Like we performed at a Mike Fight Fest, to where we were in between a rap battle, and we were just one of the little intermissions. And even when we go into our sets, like we're like, all right, where are we performing? Like we have to take note that if we want the best outcome, at least for marketing
you have to
wise.
match your music to
To the-
the.
oh,
So
yeah,
did
definitely.
y'all do an EDM song for that joint?
No, but we had to.
No, we
did
came out
more
there
of our,
with our like,
popular
our hard-
stuff.
Yeah.
Rather than if we
Yeah.
went to the mic fights, we kind of did popular stuff, but we had bars.
Yeah.
We were
You know what I'm
rapping,
saying?
yeah,
it's like it's really trying to
So you're able
exploiting
to adapt to your
adapt.
environment.
Yeah. That's all. I
Like,
mean,
we, at Up and Up, we did like the pop song, like the songs that are like radio friendly, and then the songs that are just like
meant to
Sing- Like sing
meant to
along?
just
Yeah.
part, no, like meant to
like
just,
Travis
go
Scott, like
crazy.
his show is
Yeah.
there to just let's get the energy up.
And that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
trying to
saying.
talk
Like
to you.
anthem, like
Yeah.
'cause I think kind of like how Kanye might say like something for a large
Of
crowd
course, yeah.
to get people involved and rowdy. So, okay.
I mean, because like Jay, what did Jay do? His B-side? He just did his
Yeah, the
B-side.
B-side.
yeah.
I would.
Two.
I mean, I personally would love to go to that, but I mean, that lets you know like there's an intention behind what
Yeah.
songs he can perform. Even though I mean, come on, like what
Yeah.
song do you not
Wh-
like?
And
I
what
feel
song?
like-
Yeah, what does Jay really have B sides? I mean,
See, that's what
I was listening.
see,
I was
yeah.
listening to. I was
I say,
on
yeah.
Blueprint 2.5.
title cut a check. But I was just listening to on title. He has the playlist for that, and I'm like, I'm rocking the. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
you're a Jay
fan. That's what I'm saying. It's
I'm a
hard to
Jay.
believe. I know.
who's
yeah.
not a Jay fan? I guess.
Oh, a lot of you people at UNCW are J fans.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. Who?
But then you're talking about generation.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
grow up with
yeah.
Jay.
that's,
You just have to be an appreciative person of
Do your due
music.
diligence. Yeah.
To
I
then
mean,
say,
but okay,
"Damn, I didn't know him."
for the non-J fans younger, he can do the hits and
It's
then
like
rock
who's
out.
granddaddy? Well, not even really the hits, because he's like a granddaddy to most of
Yeah.
the. You gotta understand our age now.
No, I'm just.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny
No,
with it.
no,
like,
I'm just
yeah.
saying. I feel like there's certain people he can do some songs with Beyonce, and
But that's the only way that they know him.
you know,
And his fan base is so huge now too. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's gonna like something off of,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I'm
yeah,
saying
oh, yeah,
he can do songs for
and everybody going.
90% of people who like hip hop.
Yeah.
That listen, not even like that listen.
But he's
to
not going to
hip-hop.
garner the same XXX type crowd.
Jay gonna put out Umbrella or hop on Umbrella. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah, and it's like
He
and,
knows.
and
man, he's
girls,
smart,
yeah.
bruh. He
Well,
know
what's
he
y'all
know.
opinion? Because all this got me thinking about Nicki when she was doing her album rollout. She was doing her tour but she was trying to combine. You saw how she got mad at Travis for getting #1 album.
She was just hating.
Selling, yeah.
Right.
She was doing
streaming.
All of
tour
that- all of
bundles,
that's-
merch bundles.
All
she
of that's
added-
everything.
gimmick. All of that's gimmick, though. That was just, it was like, well, let me come out and lash out at him
for something
for
yeah.
more sales.
Yeah, bring more
But
attention.
But
So
you
back
think
now
to
that
it.
that
it's
shows
like-
the important, like even with streaming, does
But
that
now
show you the importance of,
what
like-
it's going to make a person do, if I'm a Travis fan, well, let me go listen to this Nicki to see why she's
Okay.
bitching
Maybe.
and moaning.
That's the hope.
Yeah, that's what the hope is that. So, like, it's like, all right, well, let me go figure out why she's making such a uproar.
Or have
Yeah.
the Breakfast Club and Hot 97.
So now you
and
got
all that talk
your
about
#1
talk
radio
about
markets are talking about it.
Which brings you to touring. I feel like touring is what shows, okay, everybody's posting all these numbers and streams and all this stuff, but we don't know if they're doing merch bundles. We don't know if they're doing this. Who's paying money to come watch you perform?
Well, she
and
did-
that's why I
she had to
said,
cancel some shows.
yeah, she had to
tour.
cancel a show. She had
And then
to
cancel
take
the tour,
Future
yeah.
off a lot of shows. That's what I'm saying. Like,
And then now I think she's going. She like
She going on tour with Chris Brown.
cheat code.
Cheat code.
Doing-
I don't care what I say.
and Juice World, who
But
just
they
sold
just
about
dropped,
200
they
first
Yeah,
just
they
dropped
just
the
dropped-
crazy
yeah.
song, though. That song that they just dropped is
That-
definitely going to end up
But
being
that's planned. That's
Nicki and Chris.
Chris, yeah.
That
But-
song,
That's
a
that
pop
song will
song,
be
yeah.
#1 by the end of this week.
100%.
I haven't
of
heard
course,
it, but I feel like I gotta
because
tell how it
Universal
I
went.
can already tell.
Yeah, Universal, like you just said, they went and dropped that money off to Ken Johnson or whoever, to Cumulus and iHeart. So it's going to come.
Well,
we're going to
the
hear it
Khaled
every
album
hour and
about to come
hour.
out. So when this Khaled album come out, we about to be hearing some song. I don't know
And
which
Khaled's
one.
been very quiet.
We about to
it's
hear
time-
something
It's time,
yeah,
for a very
Khaled.
long time.
it's
And
time
Ross.
for Khaled to.
Time for Khaled. It's
Hit
time for
radio.
Ross.
He's the
with-
summer killer. No, he's the summer
Oh, yeah,
killer.
he
Khaled
does.
kills every summer and then
Yeah.
he gets quiet.
Yeah. So
So I can understand Khaled. I'm not a fan of streaming numbers because you have streaming farms and all of
50,
this
I
stuff.
feel like 50 Cent's the one that made us pay attention to the numbers. People used to just care about music. Like people talk about
Yeah.
Avengers
But you can-
and the first week numbers.
all of those numbers are inflatable.
Avengers was a good
Yeah,
movie.
inflatable, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Fake
yeah,
accolades.
you can fake the numbers.
J. Cole called that out on
Yeah.
was it the song with 21 Savage or
Yeah,
Middle
a
Child?
lot.
But it's only
A
hip
lot,
hop
yeah.
that's doing that. You don't like look at pop, country, EDM. They never, ever. You don't go to a pop blog or any of their low culture for
Mm-hmm.
any other genre. It's never a competition on who got more first week. Like
It's
they just
quality.
appreciate the music. Hip hop, like everybody, it's always a competition with.
I feel
everybody.
Jewelry,
it's
cars.
always and it's always a divide because you got down south. Like hip hop's the only one that you got to put a region.
Yeah.
You know, like country's pretty much from Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, it could be from
Yeah.
wherever, but to me, if it's
Yeah.
country,
Yeah,
it's from Tennessee. You know what I mean? Like, but nobody cared. Like, I couldn't tell you where the Backstreet Boys are from.
Yeah, like people will clown
Man.
somebody for their albums. It's like if you sold 10,000 albums first week at $10 a piece, what's that? You live it. You doing all right.
Yeah, it'd be
Even though
like,
you about to get clowned all
I
over
don't.
social media.
They're like, you got to
You
go to
would
work
play.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm
Exactly,
going to
right.
the studio.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, so we see it in. I don't get why it's in hip hop, but there's always like a clashing, no matter what it is. Like, okay, you
It's
didn't,
competition.
you
Yeah.
didn't sell 6 figures
Yeah,
first
that's
week,
true.
but it's like, all right, but I spent a year and I worked on this album and I love it, and 40,000 fans bought it first week.
Competition, man.
Why is that so
Yeah.
bad?
Nature is,
And it's only in hip hop that you see.
but you're
this, like-
competitive. Like you look at the roots of hip hop.
yeah.
If you, I mean,
I'm
hate
better
always
than
bringing
you.
in race, but black people created it. We're just competitive by nature.
I think it's we're
Yeah.
on this on a closing note. I don't know if it's necessary by nature because I feel like there's a lot of power that be that pit us against each other, but it's been that way so long. It almost seemed like it's by nature.
If there's no competition, then something's going wrong.
You know, I feel like we could be stronger working together than against each other.
But there's a way to have
Cole and Drake right now.
Yeah.
But with that note, we're gonna, have everybody like sign out.
100%.
Drop your name, the socials where they can find you, plug anything. Start around. Let's go opposite. Mike, where can people check you out at?
DJ Mike Lang. That's everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, LANG. You can always hit me up, coast973.com. If you know me, you know where I be at every day.
Yeah, because big shout out to them breads that he hooked me up with. By the time you seen this,
Wait a minute.
by the time you seen this, I had them breads. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, man.
Size 13. I'm just saying, like right now, because we're in the future. If you're watching this, you're in the future of what it is.
Yeah.
But let you know for right now, next week,
It's gonna be on.
Need to, But anyway, let's go back over there.
Yeah, shout out Bernadino, Wilmington, North Carolina. One half of @RebelsNoSavage. That is on all streaming platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Rebels No Savage.
Yep. Basil, King Basil, @_King Basil, @RebelsNoSavage, RebelsNoSavage.com. You can find like tour updates. You can find our album up there. You can find music videos, everything. So RebelsNoSavage.com, Rebels No Savage, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, everything. So.
That's right. They got a new album. Also, check out that Port City playlist featuring a bunch of other up-and-coming Port City artists. So big shout-out to Unity, Beach Bums, Mr. Daniel Dickey. Who else I got on there? Breeze Davis.
Breeze Davis, yeah.
Who's the dude he rock with? Dirty White.
Dirty White.
Dirty
White.
yeah.
I don't know if Tut's got anything streaming yet. I gotta look that up. But I'm adding music to it. But I just went like actually I think Mike he posted something with your video, and then someone was telling me about Beach Bums. I don't even know them. I think they actually are doing a shoot here in the studio. In the studio. But I was like, man, there's a lot of dope stuff that's streamable on Port City. So I put together a little playlist to get a little sampler of, cause I've seen Unity live. They're pretty dope. And I think y'all have done some stuff with them, right? Like live shows.
Rich Homie Quan.
November.
They have a show May 1st. Next week. Yeah, I think. May 1st. Oh yeah, come catch us if you're gonna see this a week from today. So the future you or the future me.
Or hopefully, I think by the time this come out, hopefully you were there already.
Yeah, so we were there. So then you would have enjoyed you would have enjoyed a nice performance if you happen to see us perform at Club Vibe. So yeah. Should be
all
fun.
right, and again, big shout out to the sponsors. Their credits and their stuff are going to be in a few minutes. Going to be rolling up and down here. Designed by T. But the most important thing, make sure you hit subscribe. So, or if you're like, for some reason, I got my stuff together and you're streaming this on a streaming platform, you can search IMoLT on YouTube to get the videos, and you can find me on Facebook, Inquisitive Mind of Lewis T, Instagram, IMoLTPodcast, and thank y'all for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, this is awesome.
Good conversation, chopping it up. Thanks to the workshop. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for subscribing. Good night.
Yeah.